Goop, goop, goop.
Minecraft water noises.
Is that the sound? Is that the sound for Minecraft water noises?
No, it's like
Goot, goot, goot.
it's like it's more animated than that.
Oh, we're
I
totally
can't.
keeping this.
I mean,
This is going in the
what?
episode.
Minecraft water noises.
Goot, goot, goot.
Gl- 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 Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Noodle Shop. My name is Tristan.
And I'm Gio.
Let's get right into it.
Sorry, we're gonna go ahead and get into cloud gaming. It's something that I'm kind of new to. I started with Stadia, and I've done the PS now on my Vita, and I'm doing the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. I know you have more familiarities with the
I'm more
Xbox.
familiar. Yeah, I was gonna say with the
Yeah.
Xbox side. I don't have any
Ooh, big
familiarity.
words.
I don't have any other familiarity with anything else. So
Yeah, have you done the Xbox
the cloud.
the cloud gaming?
I've tried it. I haven't like used it.
I
Uh,
I mean, this is gonna go for like any cloud gaming. I feel like if you don't have decent internet, you're running a laggy game.
yeah. Well, so I did it when they did of course because I have an iPhone, we were the last to get the Xbox one, the Xbox Cloud.
Yeah,
And like when it first launched it
yeah.
was
For months, it was like not even months, like years, right? It was on beta.
yeah,
Yeah,
I mean even when it launched on iOS and all that, like it was in beta and
yeah,
regardless of internet connection, it was laggy as could be.
yeah. I remember my brother showing me that,
Yeah.
and it was super laggy. So, I used the Stadia, and Stadia is really good. It's really clean. I was playing Cyberpunk on it.
Yeah.
I've played numerous games on it. But the only thing is, the best way to play it is through the Chromecast.
Well,
If
yeah,
if you
it's
don't
their
have,
own
I mean, it
thing.
only costs like $50 or something like
Yeah,
that. But
versus a $400, $500
yeah, console
console. Yeah,
exactly. But still, like, if you don't have it, you're gonna run into lag. You can use your phone to play it, but it's just not the same.
yeah, it's not.
And then
It's
having
the
the
same with like the Game Pass thing. Like using your
yeah,
phone versus using like a TV. It's not even relatively
yeah,
close.
exactly. You don't get. I feel like you don't get the like the in-depth feeling of a video game. You know?
Yeah, even though they did make it now, you can connect your remote to your phone,
Yeah,
which is kind of
yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah. Most because they use Bluetooth,
Well,
so
yeah,
you can yeah,
Xbox is kind of new to that.
yeah. I noticed.
PlayStation is always use Bluetooth. Xbox is
um,
like, nope, we want to make it as difficult as possible.
it's all right though. So I was playing on the Xbox Game Pass. I just got the Maneater game. That game was
Yeah.
pretty fun actually. It's hard in the beginning because it kind of just throws you into the game, but once you figure out how to play it, and you unlock pretty much everything before you beat the game,
Yeah.
because that's what happened to me. I literally unlocked everything. Like my shark was a level 30. I think the max level is 30, and my shark was a level 30 before I even got to like the second boss,
I
because I
was
was
gonna
just killing a
say
bunch of
that
stuff.
that game you can get you can get sidetracked very easily during that game.
Yeah, and the missions aren't like hard. It's just hard. Like some of the bosses are hard, and to level up your shark is hard, because it's
Yeah,
like
because
a
you have to
very
eat like 100,000 things to level up one time.
yeah, exactly. And I mean, you can eat like chests, and those things level you up really fast. But
Yeah,
but you want to play Man Eater, the game. You know, you want to go kill humans and
yeah,
eat humans. But that's not what it's not what you do much
yeah.
of, unless it's like a mission.
It was it was an interesting game. I feel like it's one of those games that's like when you have nothing to do, like you just play it then. Like
So yeah,
it's not really one of those games I'm like, oh, I'm gonna play Maneater right now.
yeah, and that's exactly what I was kind of like. I ran into it, and on my PC, I was like, oh, you know what? I have the Game Pass now. I was like, let me try playing it, and I just downloaded it just for the heck of it, and I was like, I finished it, and I was like, wow, that game was like really good,
Yeah,
and the game looks pretty good too. It's very cartoony looking, but running it on a decent monitor and everything like that, you're getting some really good visuals.
yeah. I played it for a little bit on Xbox, but
You
I
stopped playing
didn't.
because it was hard, right?
Not even because it was hard. It's like I said, like it's when you're bored, you can play it, and it's like it keeps you entertained. It doesn't
Yeah,
keep me entertained for very long, just
yeah.
because like it's just repetitive, pretty much.
Yeah, no,
To me,
yeah,
it kind of is.
it kind of was, yeah. I think I think it's when your shark starts to grow is when you start to like be like, okay,
Yeah,
this game's getting badass.
again, it's like we said in I think it was the first or second episode. Like it grabbed my attention for about half an hour, and then I was like, all right, I'm done.
You're like, all right, let's go to something else.
Yeah, and then
Um,
yeah,
sorry, talking about stream. Well, any type of like online streaming service
or
for
like
video games
subscription
or
service.
subscription. I think out of all of them, and you know I'm a PlayStation person, but I'm really enjoying the Xbox, uh, the Game
Game
Pass
Pass.
Ultimate.
I will
Uh,
say for compared to what it used to be when they first launched it to
yeah,
now, like it used to be all arcade or indie games, and now it's like mainstream games. There's mainstream games coming out on it,
yeah, exactly,
and
exactly.
I feel like they learned,
I feel
and
like anyone who knows me is gonna be like, "You traitor,
we're gonna hear
you
about it.
traitor." And
Yeah.
then so I have the Stadia too, and I have the Stadia Pro, which gives you like
It's
three
like
or
Game Pass, right?
it kind of
Kinda.
is, but right now because Stadia is still kind of small, they give you like a lot of indie games. It seems like, but
Wasn't one of them? Oh no, you bought Cyberpunk. I was gonna
yeah, I
say
bought
you
Cyberpunk.
had
Yeah.
Cyberpunk.
Well, I bought Cyber. The cool thing was, so Stadia runs these things like every once in a blue moon, where you pre-order a game and they'll send you a Google Chrome and the remote for free.
Oh
And so
yeah, I remember.
They did
Yeah,
that with
I remember you saying that when you got Cyberpunk. You got it
yeah,
because like you got
they did that with Cyberpunk, and I was like,
good amount.
why? I mean, that sounds like a good idea. So let's just
Yeah,
try it out.
and then you
And
ended up loving it
yeah,
anyways.
no, it's really cool. Like right now, I'm playing Resident Evil on it. Resident Evil 7. I've never played Resident Evil 7, and it was one of the pro games. And I was like, you know what? Let me give it a shot. And yeah,
Is Resident Evil 7 the one with the purple cover?
no, it's like an orange cover. The purple is 6.
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe I'm thinking 5. What's the one everyone loves? Is it 5?
4.
Oh, it probably is 4.
4 is the 4 is the one with Leon, and he's in like the
Yeah,
village.
yeah, it's
That's
4.
that to me. That's probably the one that everyone likes.
Yeah.
Me, I prefer the old school Resident Evils. So I
Like
like
2 and 3
two.
and all.
2 is one of
Didn't they
my
just
favorites.
remaster 2?
Yeah, and I never played them because I don't know, the old school versions of the game, like the movement of the camera and everything is
Yeah,
being kind of
it's
dumb.
kind of garbage.
Yeah, well, it reminds me of Metal Gear. So Metal Gear is kind of the same. Like
Like the
the camera
camera
moves with the
sucks.
yeah, the camera moves with the game. It doesn't move like how we move cameras now. We can move
Yeah.
them left to right with our analog sticks. So I think that those type of camera games where the camera moves, they're more cinematic. I feel
Yeah.
not necessarily cinematic. I guess more uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, hmm, this is gonna bug me now. It's like
I can't. I don't even know what word you're thinking of. I thought
like thrilling,
cinematic. Oh, okay.
like thrilling. Like you don't know what's around a corner until you reach the corner. So yeah, I think that's why I like those old school camera
Man, how
games.
video games have evolved.
For real, right? Because you
Now they
play,
let us control everything
yeah,
for once.
they're like move the camera yourself. We're
That's too
done
much
moving the
work.
yeah, we're done moving the camera for you. You do it yourself now. That's funny. And then there's a new one. Well, it's not really new, but it came out, I guess, around the same time as Stadia. It's called Luna, and it's by Amazon, I believe. I
I've never heard
I
of it.
haven't gotten into it. I know that Amazon is just getting into gaming too.
I'm not surprised,
Like
honestly.
they're making they're developing that game, New World, for PC.
Oh yeah, the one that
And
you've been playing
yeah,
the
yeah,
beta, and it
and
looks pretty good.
oh,
I
it looks
mean,
awesome, dude. I can't wait because like I have a bunch of friends that play PC and now, and I'm just like I want to play New World with them.
insert Jeff Bezos song here.
Just me, Bezos.
Yeah,
But I think that
he's got too much money.
we'll see
He's
we'll see
just
how the
jumping into
Luna
everything.
we'll see how the Luna does. I want to give it a shot, but I have too many things right now.
Yeah,
Especially owning the Stadia. I don't want to
Stata.
Stadia.
That's a
The
new one.
Stadia. I don't want to get the Luna and then it's gonna sit there.
Yeah,
Because I feel like that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be the same type of console, and it's just gonna sit there. Whereas my like the Xbox, Game Pass Ultimate, I have it on my PC. I
and
have it
it's
on
on
my
Xbox.
Xbox,
Yeah,
and then the same thing with PlayStation Now. I have it on my PC and I have it on my Xbox.
How do you have PlayStation Now on your Xbox?
I mean, my PlayStation. Sorry, because I hacked it. It was hacked.
Wait, so they do PlayStation Now on PC as well?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah. So they you could download the app and just put your
Play
PlayStation
God of
account.
War on PC on like 120 FPS. That'd be
Oh
insane.
man, I didn't think about that
120 FPS, best visuals
because
possible.
I
That's
you know
crazy.
I don't think they've added like the PS5 games yet onto it.
I was gonna say,
I think it's only PS4 right
did they
now.
make God of War a PS5 game? Like,
The
optimize it?
remastered, they optimized a lot of games.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah.
I know that was the problem with
The
Xbox
last one was
originally.
what, Ghost of Tsushima that they
Like the last
optimized.
big game?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
But yeah,
Oh, yes. It
you know,
was because that was like a huge advertisement that they optimized it and it looked even more
yeah,
beautiful.
it looks yeah, the game looks beautiful. It's still slow though.
Oh, yeah. Of
It's
course.
like Death Stranding. Death Stranding, they did it for the PC, and they're like, oh, if you guys don't see if you don't see it on the YouTube, there's a baby there. That's
It's from
From
Death
Death
Stranding.
Stranding. If you if you're listening, there's a baby behind us in a tube from Death Stranding.
No. Is it a
But
tube or a
I
capsule?
don't know what that
It's a
is. It's a
capsule.
capsule. It's a
It's a
baby capsule.
backpack. It's
You know,
fine.
there's a sad story behind that.
It dies
No, well,
immediately
you
tomorrow.
kind of spoiler. No,
I didn't watch.
um,
I haven't played the game. I probably won't
dude,
play it because
that
it's too slow.
the baby in the capsule is such a dark story.
It's
It's
because it
like, sorry,
died.
we're changing subject now, but it's funny because we're talking about the baby, and so what ends up happening is the mother is giving birth, and the mother ends up dying while giving birth, and they put the baby in the capsule.
Because it's not ready.
Yeah, I think it's like a almost
It's like
like a
a
preemie baby type thing.
yeah. I was gonna
And
say
they put it in the capsule and they raise it in the capsule. And because it's between life and death, it can see the dead. That's why the game's like Death Stranding. Yeah.
wow.
But
They would do something like
yeah.
that
It's
in
pretty deep. There's more
their
into it. There's more
puns.
story into it. I'm giving you like kind of like the my basis of it, but there's more that goes into it. Maybe one day
No, that sounds pretty
we could talk
accurate.
about it. We could talk about it when we get
Yes,
like more
Daryl
into it.
Dixon, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not his real name. His real name is Norman Reedus. But
Yeah.
whatever.
Reedus. Dude, he looks freaking crazy in that game. Like the graphics, that's probably the one thing that I have to give the game is the graphics are insane. Whether you like it or not, they're just looking
It's
at the
just,
game is beautiful
it's just
too. It's kind of
UPS.
like Ghost of Tsushima. Like the graphics are just phenomenal.
It's just UPS simulator.
You okay? So you are. The funny thing is, people only play the first 30 minutes
Because it's UPS
because
simulator.
the first island is literally you walking around with a backpack, and you have to go from point A to point B, and then from point B back to point A, then from
Just
A to C,
walking.
just
I
walking.
would hate that
The
game.
whole beginning of the game is walking, and then when you
And
get
then
to
you
the
get like
second
a
island,
motorcycle, right? Or something
so
like
when you
that.
get to the second island's like the big island,
Yeah.
and it's bigger than the first island, and the first island's huge. But when you get to the second island, that's when you get like motorcycles, you'll get cars,
You get your
you
UPS
get
truck.
yeah, pretty much you get a UPS truck. You also get this thing that like jet rails you basically from one side of the way to the other way, and you can set them up like 500 meters apart and just
Wow.
like take them like from one side
Just
of
a
the
zip
island.
line
Yeah, like a
across the
zip line
island.
from one to the side of the island all the way to the other side.
Didn't you say this game is uh, like it's linked to other people's games? So if somebody else say they build a bridge somewhere, like you can use that bridge in your game
So
or something
yeah,
like that.
so if you play the game and we're on the same network, and say I build a bridge,
What do you mean same network?
so they it's like a server,
Oh,
and
okay.
if your servers are connected, you'll see like my bridges or you'll see my zip lines, or
But
if
I
I leave a
can't see
motorcycle,
you.
no,
Okay.
but like if I leave like something for you, and I can leave like a hey, or hey, use this
And it's like
for
a
you,
zip line or
yeah,
something. That's
and
cool.
and then you can rate it too. So if someone left you the zip line like really close for you to use, you can like give hearts or likes that you like.
Parts.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like social media UPS game simulator.
You just take the baby off your chest and hand it over.
Yeah, you make me want to play the game now again. So I think I'm gonna have to get back into that one when I get a PS5.
True.
I wanted to talk about a game that was on Xbox Simulate the
Xbox Simulator.
the Xbox
Game
Ultimate
Pass?
Game Pass Ultimate, the flight simulator.
Bro, I tell you
So
what,
I saw the trailer for the Maverick thing.
the Top Gun?
Yeah, the Top
Yeah.
Gun. I didn't.
Speaking of which, I don't know when that movie comes out.
Oh,
But
I don't know, but I did. The only thing I don't like about the game is in order to like get like really really good upgrades or like make things look a little bit more realistic than they already do, you have to pay for it.
oh yeah, the
Which,
DLC
yeah,
stuff.
like all the
Yeah,
DLCs, and
I
I'm
didn't
just like,
understand
honestly, I'm
that.
gonna fly from point A to point B. I don't need a DLC,
No, I don't
and the
either.
game looks beautiful already.
I
Like,
will say, so I did fly from which me and you had talked about this because
I did it
you did it
from
from
MCO here in
MCO
Orlando
to
to New York,
JFK, right?
JFK,
Yeah, so
and that
I
was a
did it.
2 hour flight. It
Yeah,
was like 2.5.
so I've done complete flights. I've done two so far. I've done from MCO to Charlotte,
Wow.
which is an hour and a half. And then I did from MCO to Atlanta, which was I think like 50 minutes or
So I have
something
a
like that.
question. Did you set your autopilot?
So I partially did and I partially didn't.
So when I was flying to New York, I was like, this plane has to have autopilot. I was doing a Boeing 747,
Yeah.
and I was like, this plane has to have autopilot because there's no way that you just fly the whole way. And while I'm playing the game, I'm like going up and down on my PC, and I'm like, you know what? Let me watch a YouTube video.
And you
And
figured
I
it out?
figured it out. But I'm like, the guy's doing his autopilot while he's still on the ground. Like he's setting it up on the ground before he even takes off. And I'm
So
in the
the
middle of the air
autopilot like
setting it up.
the autopilot like takes off for
So
him and all that or
no,
no?
no, no. So you set your autopilot. You set like your
Oh, once you hit like a certain
a
point,
certain
it
point.
takes
It
over?
takes over. No, you
Oh,
turn
okay.
it on, and then it
Oh,
takes
okay.
over. So like for example, he was like, all right, we're gonna go to 10,000 feet because that's cruising distance, right? And then he's like,
Oh,
we're gonna go
it's
ahead and set it.
30,000, but
Like
who's counting?
he sets up everything before he even leaves the ground, and I'm in the middle of the air setting everything up.
I
And
just imagine your pilot is in the cockpit going, "Ah!"
so what's funny is I don't even realize it, and I'm trying to set up the autopilot, and my plane's going down. And
So,
all I hear is beep 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 beep, and I'm like, "What's going on?" And I put like, you know how you could change this to
yeah.
the outside screen, and I see my plane is in angle, like straight down. I'm like, "Oh man, dude, that was funny."
So I looked at the controls while I was flying
Hmm.
and there's a button to turn on autopilot. So I turned it on
Yeah,
and it did absolutely nothing.
yeah, because you have to set it up first.
I didn't set it up. So I clicked it and as soon as I clicked it, I was going up and as soon as I clicked
It
it,
started
the
going
plane
down.
went and I was like, "Oh,
It was going
no."
down. Yeah, because
Yeah.
you have to set the altitude
Yeah, I just
on your.
started dipping and I was like, "Oh,
You probably
great."
had like a zero altitude or like a 5,000 feet altitude.
Yeah.
So that's funny,
So I
dude.
figured out how to turn it on without setting anything up. You just open the screen where all the buttons
Yeah,
are at
yeah,
the top, and he starts flying for you, which doesn't make any sense because so I'll have my engines all the way up,
yeah.
and it'll only go to like I think 88%, and I turn on that part where the autopilot takes over, and it
Yeah.
goes up to 100, and I'm like, it doesn't let me go to 100. So,
Yeah.
but
I mean,
it's a cool
it
game.
is. I was telling I was telling someone, I was like, if you're gonna ever play the game, because people every time you tell someone, oh, I played this game, they're like, oh, what do you think about it?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, if you're ever gonna play it, just know that you're not gonna be flying every night.
No, you're not.
It's not those type of games like where it's like Grand Theft Auto where you could fly from one side of the map to the other side of the map
In
in
like
like
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is like realistic like flying, and I think it was funny because I set it up, and by the time I figured out how to set it up, I was already like an hour and a half into my flight.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, now that it's set up, I think I need to go get a drink. And I literally left my computer and I went and got a
Yeah,
drink because I
and then
was
you
like,
came back and the plane's landing.
yeah, that's another thing. So there's a way to set it up where it lands itself.
Nope. So
Did you land? I overshot my landing like 3 times
I didn't
on
over
each
so I
flight
didn't
that I've done.
I didn't overshoot my landing. So the first one when I landed in Charlotte, I got pretty good at the landing.
Mm-hmm.
So I went down, I hit a little too hard
Oh yeah,
and my
the tail went up.
no, the brakes they got stuck. Like the flaps
Oh
got stuck
yeah,
up, so I couldn't after that I couldn't turn the plane or anything. So I just
yeah.
stayed on the runway.
That's happened to me before. I think those might be glitches still that they're trying to.
Oh, maybe that's what
They
it
might be
was.
fixing.
And then in Atlanta, when I landed, I
Man, you be
just
taking those short flights. I was saying I'm gonna fly to Japan next. That's
so
like
I was about to say that I want to do a flight from like MCO to like Japan or like Hong Kong or something, and then like I'll do it at night, and then I'll go to sleep and wake up, and then see where I am and like go from there
yeah.
and see
Have
like
you
how cool it would be.
did you do live weather, or did you change the weather?
So I originally, so in Charlotte, I left it as daytime because I wanted to
Okay.
be able to see,
Yeah.
and I was playing it at night. By the way, when you play that game at night, you can't see anything.
No, you can't see anything.
It's
So that's why I was
insane.
asking. So like one day I came home and I was like, "Oh, I'm going to fly just for a little bit." And I was like, "You know what? I'm going to do live weather."
Yeah,
Mind you, in Florida, it was raining.
and
It
it
was
was pitch
nighttime.
black.
It's pitch black and you can't even see the runway.
No, you can't.
Like you can't see anything. You can't see the plane or nothing.
You can't see until it's like you need to take off now, and
Yeah.
then you have to like lift yourself.
Yeah, and you see all the lights blinking and everything blinking,
Yeah.
but you don't see anything. And then if you're playing cockpit mode, dude, you don't see nothing.
Oh yeah. No,
You
I play outside the plane,
yeah,
so I can
you,
actually see.
I feel like people who would play the cockpit mode would be like
Actual
actual
pilots.
pilots or people that are used to flying.
So you can you know how like we were talking about that cursor thing where it autopilots for you?
Yeah.
Y- If you do that in the cockpit, you can look around the cockpit and press buttons in the cockpit and they
Yeah.
all do different things.
Yeah,
I didn't
so
know that.
some of them you have to be careful though because some of the buttons will actually change the flight direction and all that.
Yeah, and I
Yeah, so
I
they're not just
accidentally
buttons. They're not just buttons to press. They're actual like plane
yeah, they
buttons.
do
It's
things.
crazy.
One of them I figured out how to turn on the lights in the cockpit.
I turned on the fan.
I turned
The little fan on top of
yeah,
you, and it's like you can see like the little lines blowing the air.
blowing at you.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was funny.
It's a cool game
No,
though.
I really like it. But like I said, maybe one flight a week.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how pilots do 3 flights a week because I'm just like, nah,
Yeah, it was
nah.
it's fun to just like play like when we were first playing it. We had said, it's fun to play. Like just turn on like music and just
I just
like
yeah,
relax. Have a
yeah.
drink and just play it. I'm
drink
sure I'm sure
drink
it's
while
even more
flying.
fun when you're drinking.
So my first flight uh in that game was dang we were not intending to talk about
Oh, we
flight
have a whole
simulator. That's
section
funny.
here on flight simulator
That's
because
funny.
we're licensed pilots
Oh,
now.
now we're yeah.
According to
Um
that.
so my first flight when I first started up the game, booted the game, I got like a little plane and I was like I'm going to fly around Orlando cuz I want to see how it looks. Even though I know how Orlando
Yeah.
looks. And I literally drove in the air. I
Yeah,
drove
you're
from
going like as
I drove
you
from
chose the slowest plane and just flew.
yeah, but I drove literally like I took like the back road.
You took like
The
highways and stuff.
no, yeah. So I took the back road that takes you from the airport to 417,
Yeah.
and then I was like 417. Let me drive down 417,
Mm.
and I was like I got off on like OBT, I think, and I
And like
turned on
kept
OBT.
following
Yeah,
it and
and
all
I
that.
just kept following it, and I was like, you know what? I want to go to Disney, and then I saw the Magic Kingdom Castle, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna end this game, and then I've crashed my plane.
Yeah. So that was I will say being the fact that we're in Orlando, of course, is that's the first thing I did.
Go to
I
Disney? Yeah, you're like,
I
let's fly to
freaking
Disney.
I got in a plane and I was like, I'm gonna go to Disney and just
Yeah,
see how it looks. And it looks
it looks
insane,
crazy. Yeah, yeah, it looks
like how
insane. Like
updated it is and all
they
that.
they would. I mean they still have a lot of work because I feel like they're going off of like a Google Map type thing.
I was gonna say they're going off like satellites or something
Yeah, and it's very flat still. I know that there's mods
to
on.
make it like insane.
Well, there's people that are modding the game and making it like with actual pictures of like I guess
Yeah.
they're going in their cars and they're taking pictures of places and actually adding them into the game. But I don't know how to do any of
You know
that.
what is fun is doing the challenges,
Yes.
like the landing challenges. I
Yeah.
did the one. There's one where you have to like come around and land on a runway that's in a mountain and it's like vertical.
Nice.
That was probably the scariest thing I have
Yeah.
ever done in that game.
You learn that you have anxiety from a game.
Yeah, I like hit the runway and it bounced and like turned and slammed into the
Just
ground and I was
crashed.
like, all right, well,
Just
I'm done.
crashed.
All right, so we're gonna actually move on here to we're gonna talk about some PC gaming. I know Gio here has just recently gotten a PC
Yeah.
and I'm in the market for one. I used to PC game when I was younger. I had a like a gaming laptop, but
See, I'm pretty fresh to it because I tried gaming on my laptop and my laptop is decent, but
yeah,
I couldn't run things exactly how I'm running things on my PC now.
no kidding.
So
The updates like up not updates like the updated hardware now compared to like when I used to do it on my laptop
yeah.
is like
Well,
night
also
and day.
the games I feel like are getting a little bit more like the memory's getting bigger, you know.
They're getting more
The games are getting
intense.
bigger, the graphics are getting crazy. There's games that are to this day still breaking PCs. Look at the game we were talking about earlier, the New World.
Yeah.
So that game was I can't recall it, but the game was I believe it was breaking 3090s.
It was.
Uh,
Yeah, I
like
remember when you were playing it, and
and then I was like,
I was here. There were people in the chat saying, "Oh, it's this game can't, or my 3090 can't run this game, or something
yeah.
like
So
that."
I was just like, well, I have a 3070 Ti. I was like, I probably should stop playing it because I was like, I don't know. But they were saying it was only happening to 3090s, and I was like,
Yeah,
that sucks because that is like a really good, you know, graphics card, and it was breaking them.
yeah. Well, one of our coworkers was telling me that there's some like defect with them, something to do with like the
Okay.
cooling and heating modules or something on them,
You have to
and
put like extra fans
and
and stuff.
he had to like take it apart because he has a 3090. He had to like take it apart and like replace I forget what it was. He said he replaced something on it and then
Yeah.
he put it back together and it works fine now.
Nice, nice. Yeah. I think yeah. Run
Especially
through
for
that game
him,
really quick. I can't wait till it comes out. But
like fully comes out.
no, getting into PC gaming, so you know, everyone's like, "Oh, it's going to change your mind because mind you, I'm a console person.
Same.
I play PlayStation, Xbox. Mostly PlayStation.
Yeah.
You know, I play Destiny on PlayStation. So that's my home console.
Hmm.
And getting a PC and being like, you know what? Let me download Destiny and play it on the PC just to see what everyone's talking about. And I was like, oh my god, this is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were here when played it once with the mouse.
Yeah.
So
It's
actually, I just learned something about the mouse. You could change
what
you
the
could
buttons
change
do and stuff.
no, not even that. You could change how fast. So like if you're moving throughout the whole mouse, I was
Yeah.
just talking to one of my friends yesterday about this, and he was saying how like you can move the whole mouse and it'll actually move like if you're moving like a controller
Yeah.
compared to
You
where
can
it's
like
like
mess with the speed and all
you
that.
have to move it like a little not even
Like
a
an inch and
smidge, yeah, and it like moves like all around in a circle.
it does like 900 degrees of spinning in 1 second.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm still learning. Like I'm still learning about like PC. Like I got very basic keyboard, basic mouse for my PC, but my PC is not basic. But eventually I'll get into like getting a new mouse and getting a new keyboard.
Upgrading,
Yeah,
yeah.
like upgrading it. It's just really expensive.
It is. So that's my only caveat, which I feel like is why I'm not in PC gaming yet, is because um from what I've heard is like after, unlike consoles, after like a year or two, your PC's out of date. Like you have to upgrade it
Yeah, but right now
to
there's
keep
actually
up.
people using older graphics cards for games that we're playing right now.
Yeah, but like that's what I mean is
Like
like,
there's a the 20 series, I think, or the is it the 20 series, which
yeah,
is
they're
before
using like
mine.
20
People are using like the 20,
2190s and stuff
yeah,
like
for
that.
like playing Destiny,
Yeah.
and that's crazy. I mean, so it just goes to show. I think it's how you have your setup too.
Well, it's yeah, I was gonna say it's different. It really depends. So like, I had a bunch of my friends who were console players with me growing up. Like we've been
Yeah,
friends for more than 10 years and they just converted to PC and
and they're like, I'm never going back.
they are. They literally like they're like I sold my Xbox and I'm never going back to
See that
console. And
that's
I'm
one
like
thing.
I don't I want to get into it, but I don't want to be like, "Oh, I'm going to sell all my consoles and
Yeah,
just go full PC" because it's like
I'm a collector, so I
there's
will constantly be holding on to PC or
yeah,
consoles. But
there's also
that's one
there's
thing that I told myself. I said, as much as I know I want to play like Destiny, for example, I play Destiny hardcore
yeah.
and religiously on my PlayStation, and I'm like, as much as I know I want to play it on PC, I'm gonna stick to PlayStation,
Yeah.
and it's only because that's my home game for it.
It is.
That's
Yeah.
like I'm already comfortable. I know the speed. Like jumping on PC, it looks beautiful. It plays super fast. The
Like
field of view is
twice as
crazy.
fast.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
field of view is crazy. But on PlayStation, I'm used to playing it.
Yeah,
Maybe
so
when they
you
do the cross play, I'll jump on my PC every once in a while and play uh
well,
for
hopefully
that.
by that time they'll even out the playing field kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Unlike certain games, Call of Duty.
Yeah,
Like they need I feel like that's the only thing with crossplay is if they're gonna do crossplay, like even out the playing field so no one has an advantage.
I mean that's easier said than done,
It
right?
is, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just if you're gonna do it, like
I
try
think
try and even it out.
I
Don't
think
just give up.
what I'll do is with my PC, since it's a pretty nice little beast, right? I'll probably be playing like games that I know that could look beautiful on it.
Like Flight Simulator
Yeah,
that we just
exactly,
talked about,
exactly, like something that has a story, maybe more that I can get into.
or
Um,
what's that game that we've been talking about?
oh,
New
the New
World.
World.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
like those
exactly, like
games. Yeah,
something like that. I was gonna say,
MMORPGs.
my friend was telling me, like, uh, the a New World. He's like, oh, dude, we're gonna play this game, and I was like, yeah, that's cool. But he was telling me that eventually he thinks that I'll be good at playing Destiny on PC with mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, because
And
you're learning it.
I was like, yeah, I'll go ahead and stick to my remote.
Yeah,
It's only because you get so used to the remote, compared to mouse and keyboard, and with a New World is strictly mouse and keyboard. You can use the
yeah, it
remote,
is.
but it's so
It's
they
too
even tell you
complicated.
they even tell you like they're like the remote isn't gonna work too well for like it tells you in the beginning like the remote doesn't work too well for the game.
It
And
probably
then
doesn't have enough key bindings or
yeah,
whatever
exactly.
that word
Well,
is.
yeah, like buttons, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, playing mouse and keyboard, getting into the game, I was like, oh, this is not as intimidating as I thought it was gonna be. Now mind you, it's not a fast game.
What, New World?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's a game that you can go
It's
into.
an MMORPG. It's
Yeah,
very
I mean, I'm sure it
it's
could
just
get probably fast when you get
yeah.
like stronger, more higher
I was
level.
gonna say it's a slow pace
But
to
it's not like Call
build
of
up.
Duty
Yeah.
where
You
you're
have to
running
rely.
everywhere.
You have to rely on
I mean,
your own speed kind of
you're
thing.
the eye doctor, so you know how fast
Your eyes
our
move.
eyes can move and see. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm not a doctor, but
But I'm not a doctor, but I might be.
maybe.
No, but I'm saying you understand like how fast our eyes can see. So for
Yeah,
example,
and like monitors and stuff like
exactly if a
that.
game's playing at 60 frames per second, our eyes can see way faster than 60 frames per second, right?
Well, that's average. Is 60.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Well, I guess you can't see faster than 60 frames per
I mean,
second.
you can, but I'm saying like that's an average. Like 60 frames is like a standard kind of thing.
You train your eyes to like
My
but
eyes can see 600 frames per
oh
second.
snap.
I'm seeing into the future. But yeah.
I see. Back to the Future. That doesn't make any sense.
But yeah, it's like you said, like you jumping in the PC world. I want to jump in the PC world. It's just I haven't yet. And
I haven't honestly like I haven't gotten into it hardcore yet because I feel like it'll be way more toxic than PlayStation or Xbox. And Xbox for me
see,
is
I
the
feel
reason I
like
don't play Xbox
it's
is
because it's
because
toxic.
Xbox is toxic. No matter what game you play Rocket League, FIFA,
Hey man,
uh,
don't
Call of
don't you
Duty.
attack Rocket League?
Hey man, I'm talking about all these games. But
Hey man,
even
you
Destiny, for
know
example.
Rocket League is crossplay.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's not just Xbox.
it's still toxic on
Yeah,
Xbox.
it's still toxic, of course. I
But
think
I feel like PC
everything's
will be
toxic,
like even more toxic.
bro.
So I'm like, I don't want to
So
get into those type
my
of
my
games.
thing with PC right now is like when like I said I jumped in PC on my laptop when I was younger, and what really drove me to it was a certain game at that time,
Which game
which
was it?
was DayZ.
Daisy,
Yeah, so it
like
was
Daisy, like the
D
flower.
DAY-Z.
Oh, like
DayZ.
zombies.
It is zombies, yeah. So it was a mod that somebody made for a game called Arma 3, and it blew up
Okay,
into
into a bomb.
like it blew up, like the mod itself blew up,
Yeah.
so that the creators of Arma 3 actually, I believe they bought out the person who made
They
it,
put it in the game.
and they made a separate game that was DayZ.
That's cool.
And now it's on like Xbox and all that,
See,
and also
I feel
it's
like
kind of trash
developers.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah, they messed it up bad.
but I feel like developers should do that. Like when people come out with mods, instead of being like, "You're breaking our game," be like, "Hey, can we buy that off of you?"
Yeah,
Because that's gonna be something like, for example, Grand Theft Auto. Do you see how many mods that game has? They come out with
yeah,
like
and they're all
superhero.
PC and all
Yeah,
that,
they come
and
out with superhero mods. They come out with like flying car mods.
there's RP mods, which
Yeah,
is like the best part of it.
yeah, and you know how many like if Rockstar was to be like, hey, let's buy them, like let's buy that and
And
use it in the
incorporate it.
game,
Yeah.
people would be like, oh yeah, okay, cool, I'm gonna get back into Grand Theft Auto.
Well,
Don't get me wrong, the Grand
that's
Theft Auto community, like the live community, is really huge.
I was gonna
Um,
say that's my only thing with like, especially with like Grand Theft Auto, is like there's so much that they can do with that game being what
yeah,
it is, and they don't, and then these people that mod the game do all this stuff, and it's like,
well,
why can't they just put that in the game from the very beginning?
dude, it's like playing Grand Theft Auto 3. You,
Speaking of
there's a
which, they're
yes,
remastering it.
yeah,
I don't know if you
I
heard
heard
that.
about
They're
that.
remastering 2, 3, and Vice City.
Yeah, I heard about that. But okay, so Grand Theft Auto 3, right? There's a mod where you could put a flying car
Oh yes, I
and
have seen
you
that.
can go over the bridges from that you haven't even unlocked.
Yeah,
So like I get it. Like it's cheating, you're cheating the game, but they should allow you to play the game how you want to play it. If that cheat's already in the game cuz the cheat was in the game,
yeah, it
but
was
if you
a
turned it
code,
on,
right?
yeah, but if you turned it on, it took away like your ability to do any achievements
Yeah, that's every
or
game. I
trophies.
don't
I
understand
don't
that.
get why they do that. They just should just let them have cheat codes. If they want to play with cheats, they play with cheats, right? Or if they don't, they don't. They
I feel
just
like
play the game.
they just want people to earn the achievements without help, kind of thing.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about Call of Duty. I'm not talking about Destiny. I'm not talking about these games right now. I'm sure Rocket League has it too, where
That's
people
what.
can find out how to cheat the system.
Oh
Like
yeah,
they
there
use
is.
like their remotes. And stuff. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like the fun cheats.
Like the ones that
Infinite life.
the developers put in the
Yeah,
game. Yeah,
like infinite life,
they're
infinite
like he
ammo, where you can utilize all that to have a good time in the game.
like what's that code? The Nintendo code. It's like,
Konami, the Konami code.
yeah, up, up, down, down, left,
I'm not
right,
even gonna.
left,
Yeah,
right, A, B, something like that.
yeah,
Like
it's the Konami code.
that was put into the game.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
It's funny because I
it's
think
funny
I
that
think a lot of games will reference that. They'll have that into something.
so they have that in Rocket League.
Oh,
They have
really?
yeah, if you're at the title screen. So originally when Rocket League came out, it wasn't Rocket League. It was
It's called Cars and Soccer.
no, it was
It's called Cars Football.
It was Supersonic Acrobatic
Crazy Cars.
Rocket Super
Wow, that's a
Son-
really big name.
It was supersonic acrobatic rocket powered battle cars or something like that.
Really?
That's what it used to be called.
What
Back
the
on PlayStation
what?
3, it was called that.
That
So
sounds
they
crazy.
released it. It had like barely any traction whatsoever.
Yeah, because the name.
Well, yeah. So
They
they
could have
had
named it
that
like Rocket Cars, and
Rocket
people would have been
League.
like, "Oh snap!"
So they remade it and re-released it as Rocket League on Xbox One and PS4.
Subtitle, the full name.
Yeah, pretty much. And then so if you're at the title screen, if you type in the Konami code, it changes the title from Rocket League to Supersonic
Oh
Acrobatic
really?
Rocket Powered Battle Cars.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool. That's
Yeah,
cool.
it's a cool
There's
like
a
Easter egg kind of
on
thing.
I think it was Metal Gear Solid 2. Don't quote me on this, but I think it was Metal Gear Solid 2. If you put the Konami code in the main screen, it actually changes the
The game.
no, you're allowed to change like the color and the visuals of the main title.
Oh, that's cool.
So like the main title was like a motion thing,
Hmm.
and it would have like planes flying through, and it would show like it would just say Metal Gear, but you could change it to like have characters' faces or
Oh,
change it to
that's cool.
camo.
Yeah.
It was cool. That was I think that was awesome. Man, we stepped off of PC
Yeah,
gaming,
we
huh?
did. But like I was originally saying was like a game drove me into that world, and
Yeah.
now I'm out of that world, and now a game is driving me back into it.
What
So
game's that, if you don't mind me asking?
Escape from Tarkov. So
Oh, I
it's
think you told me about that.
yeah, I was mentioning it earlier. It's a loot based RPG battle royale type game.
Okay,
Um,
that sounds pretty fun.
it is. It's crazy
Did we talk about
realistic.
this in one of our other podcasts?
I don't
And you
know.
said it was free to play?
It's not free to play. I
Oh,
don't
it's
believe.
not free to play. Costs
No,
$1
you have to
million
pay
to
for it.
play.
It's like
Play
30 bucks or
million,
something
$1
like that.
million
$1 million.
to
No.
play
It's
with skeletons bean burrito.
but it's like crazy realistic,
Mm.
like guns and everything.
That's okay. We did talk about that, and I said I don't like those type of games
Yeah,
because we were
but
talking about Battlefield, and then I was like, I'm not sure how I feel about it because it's gonna be real.
yeah. So that's a game that I'm looking forward to eventually when I get a PC. I want to play that game. Like
Okay,
I feel like
okay.
I'm gonna really enjoy that game.
Yeah.
There's a game on Xbox that's very similar to it. It's called Vigor, and I played that game pretty.
Whoa. Whoa. Watch your language.
You know what I said. But that game, it's free to play, and it's very similar. It's not as realistic. It's just I don't know. I played it for like a week straight, and it was fun. It's just it got tiring after
Yeah.
a while because like that game you run out of stuff to do.
Yeah.
But
You
I
know-
feel like it would be this game is really intense, especially like watching people play it. It's super intense.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's a very stressful game. So I feel like it would be a crazy game to play. But when I get a PC, I'm gonna try it.
You turn off your PC and then you get up and you just scream because how stressful the session was of your gameplay.
It's like those videos when you're like, oh, I just defeated the boss after 100 tries, and they like pick
Oh
the
my
water up and
God.
it's like shaking really bad.
Dude, that's like Dark Souls and all those games, you know.
Yeah.
Those I played the Dark Souls 3. Uh
I've played
I've
all
played
the Dark Souls.
Yeah, I've played 1 and 2 a little bit but never got really fully into them. And
I
then
never
the third
finished
one
them.
people were like, "Oh, it's easier." So I was
Yeah,
like
no, it's not.
I was like, "You know what? Let me give it a shot."
Not even
They said
close.
it's easier. I really want to try it. And then I get to the first boss, and the first boss literally has like a lance, and he
just
swings it,
swings it once,
and it
you're
stretches.
dead.
It stretches the whole level, and you're like, wait, what?
How do I dodge that? And
Yeah.
you don't.
So then I'm like, you know what? Okay, let me try this again because I think I can get through this. I think I'm gonna figure it out. Again, I go through it, and I'm like, wait, hold on. It starts you all the way in the back of the
I was
beginning
gonna
of the
say
level.
the trick is to get behind them.
See, I couldn't even get in front of. I couldn't even get next to him. Every time I got
You
close,
just dodge roll,
I
dodge
hit
roll.
him. I hit him like a bunch of times, and I'm like, oh, I'm whooping his butt. And then out of nowhere, he goes and
swings,
swings his
and you're
lance, and I
dead.
die. And I'm like, No way.
That's what I hate about Dark Souls. It puts
Yeah,
you back at the
and it puts you
beginning of the
all the way back
level,
at the
and you're like,
beginning.
oh,
Yeah.
all right, I don't want to
So
play.
I played. I did that boss like
3 times.
no. I want to say I did it like 5 or 6 times, and after the sixth time, I was like, I'm gonna throw my remote at the TV,
Let me go ahead and
and
stop
I was
while
like,
I'm
let me
ahead.
just turn it off, and I turned it off, and I walked away from my PlayStation,
And that's when he
and
never
yeah,
played
never
Dark
played
Souls
Dark Souls
again.
again. Nope. And I know people love that game, and I know people like to
They love
get
all
frustrated,
like those that genre,
like
the
that hard, like the
Souls,
Sekiro and
Sekiro, and the
yeah, and all
Star
that.
Wars game. That's not
The
really a
Star Wars
Souls
one,
game.
I like that one. You see, I actually
It's not.
beat that one.
It doesn't remind me of Dark Souls,
I think
honestly.
the only reason why is because of the way
Dodge
you
rolls.
level up, and then when you die, you go all the way back to the beginning, or you go to your last save spot.
Yeah, but like it
But
wasn't. I
I
feel
feel like
like
it was easier
even I was gonna say
because I ran through that game.
I you also played it on the
I
easy.
played it on
You played it
easy.
on the
Oh yeah, I
easiest
did. I played it on
difficulty,
easy. Yeah,
whereas Dark Souls doesn't have an easy.
it doesn't.
It
No,
doesn't
it
have
just
difficulty.
is it. Does Dark Souls like level? Does it get harder and harder as you play? Is it
So
one of those type of games? Like the
yes,
game levels up while you're playing?
it is.
Okay.
That's why
So there's a game so what game was it?
Sekiro has it. So they have it differently. So which they incorporated this into Star Wars now as well. It's called New Game Plus.
Oh yeah,
So
I started the new game plus
you
for Star Wars.
yeah, so
That was cool.
you play through the whole game again, but it's on harder difficulty. So like for example, I played when I played Star Wars, I played it on the second hardest difficulty
Mhm.
originally. I hated it. And then I was like, all right, well, I'm going to do New Game Plus, and I'm on the hardest difficulty now, and it's actually not nearly as hard as Dark Souls is.
Yeah.
Not even like
Well, it's because
remotely
so
close.
the only boss I had trouble with and that was really really annoying was when you're in the trees
The
and
sixth sister, the
the
sixth
big
sister.
the big like
Yeah,
monster looking chick and she has the dual blades.
yeah, that's the
I was
sixth
like, dude, what
sister.
the heck? I can't hit her.
Or no, that's the third sister. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
There's
The
like
game's very
six or
very nice
seven.
though.
Yeah,
Easier than Dark Souls though,
way
definitely.
easier. Yeah,
I'm sure Dark Souls looks beautiful on the PC.
I mean, there's not much visual wise to it.
Yeah, we'll have to check it out.
One day,
One day, $1.
pretty much.
When it's $1, then I'll
That's
give it
when
a
I bought
shot.
it. It was $1, and
Oh,
I bought
really?
it. Oh yeah, on
You're
Xbox
like,
it was a
oh,
dollar.
nice. It's $1. I think that's why I got the Xbox
Game Pass
Game Pass
because it was
because
cheap.
it was $1 for 3 months,
True.
and I was like, you know what?
And now it's
I'll
gonna be 15 a
yeah.
month.
So it's 15 a month,
But
but
you have it gold and Game Pass. So
but it was cool because it gave me like that opportunity to try it to see if I'm gonna like it, and I'm already like, okay, cool, I like it.
yeah,
So I don't know, we're going back to the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. But yeah, I think I'm gonna keep it. $15, that's not too bad. PlayStation Now too, the $15, not too bad. PC, too much. That's kind of
PC
bad.
you have to pay for every
PC
game.
you have to pay. Not really, because you have Steam. So Steam has a bunch of free games.
It does, but none of them are like mainstream. None of
No,
them are
they're
like
all.
subscription
So yeah,
or
they're all
anything.
like games that that like are indie games.
Yeah.
Actually, one of my coworkers he created a game and it's on Steam, so it's pretty
Oh
cool.
yeah, you did
Yeah,
tell me
so that's
that.
pretty cool. I can't remember the name of the game though, but he showed me it and I was like, oh, that's it's like
It's
simple.
dope.
It's
Yeah.
like simple buttons because they were developing it for school,
Yeah.
and it looks cool though. It looks awesome.
I mean, it's on
Wish I could
Steam.
remember the
That's
name
cool.
so I could tell everyone to go check it out. We'll have to probably bring it up next time.
Or just play it.
So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next topic. We're talking about football. Now this is something I have no knowledge of. I have little knowledge, I guess, not no, but not much. So I'm gonna pass it off to Tristan, and he's gonna go ahead and talk. I know they're just starting the football season, right?
Yeah, they just started preseason.
Nice.
So, Tampa's, favored again to win. So that's always good.
Why is that? Just because they have Tom Brady?
Yeah, of course. Hey, Tom Brady. There you go. That's all of football. That's all you need to know.
I know Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, and that's it.
Yeah, that's all you gotta know.
And
You don't need to know anything else. All right,
and
football segment's over.
Let's see what else. What else do I know about football?
The Tampa Bay Dolphins.
I know the Miami Cowboys. We start.
The
Is
Washington Giants.
is football's the game that you have to hit a bat with the ball and get a touchdown?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
with
then you
ice skates
score,
on.
and then they yell goal,
Oh, the goal. Well,
and then they give you red cards
well, it depends. So
for
that's
flags.
that's football.
Yeah.
We're talking about American football, actually. I think soccer just finished. Our football just
That's what I
it
call
just
it.
finished, right?
Football. It's not football.
It's football. It's the same
It's
thing.
football.
Anyways, that just finished, right?
I
And now
believe so.
football starts again
Yeah, football goes all year long.
all year long. There's a cup, and then there's what's the other thing?
The Lombardi,
Is that what that is?
the Lombardi Trophy. Yeah.
The cup and the Lombardi Trophy. If you didn't know, now you know. And if you want to learn about teams, you come see me, and I'll tell you all the teams.
Yeah.
In Florida, we have 13 teams. Quick a moment of silence for Gio, right? He
We have
doesn't
how
know
many
nothing about
teams?
we have 13 teams.
Of football?
Yeah.
What's the team for Orlando?
That's the Orlando City.
The Magic. Yeah.
No, it's the Orlando City soccer team.
Yes, the Magic. Like I
Oh,
said,
the Magic.
the
Magic.
basketball, obviously.
No, we have a lot of teams in Florida, no?
For like
For
all sports.
Yeah, for all sports.
No, I could name like 10 of them right off.
Even
the top,
swimming.
bro.
Swimming, we have the Dragon Sharks.
What?
I don't know.
Michael Phelps?
Oh, he's a Dragon Shark.
Oh, I wonder what team colors they wear.
Well, we just made a team, so let's come up
Trademark.
with let's come up with the team colors. So Dragon Shark,
Green and red.
a green shark with blood in his mouth. Oh,
Gangster. And it has gator scales.
that'd be it. Oh, that's our next logo. There you
It's
go.
the Gator Dragon Sharks.
So I mean, okay, so back to football. Like, who do you want to see in the Super Bowl of this year?
Of course. It's, my team, bro.
What, the Patriots, the Bucks? Which one?
He just said the Patriots. I may have to. You may witness a
A murder.
you may witness a
What's
murder
that,
on
what's
this
that other?
podcast.
What's that other one? Oh, the Broncos.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, the Broncos.
Broncos, obviously. They
They're
ain't
not
gonna make
They're
the
not
Super
gonna.
Bowl.
I don't. Have they ever
No.
been in the Super Bowl? You got to teach me because I don't know.
Bro, they won 2 Super Bowls.
Who was in their team that won it?
John Elway, originally back in, Super Bowl, I think 33.
Oh yeah, I remember John Elway.
33, 34. Yeah, he looks like a Bronco. And then you got Super Bowl 50 they won.
Oh wow.
With
So
Peyton Manning.
actually, I do know another football player.
Who?
Gronkowski. But
What's
the only reason,
what's his first name?
Rob.
Got it.
And the only reason I know that is because of wrestling.
True. Because he signed a contract
And
and,
then
then
he
he voided
dipped
it to
out.
go play
Yeah.
in Tampa.
He was like, "Nah,
With
they're gonna pay
Tommy.
me more."
Tommy and Gronky.
So quick. I mean, we're gonna change subject real quick. So quick, back to wrestling. Did you hear that CM Punk and Daniel Bryan signed contracts to AEW?
Yes. And I'm very excited about that.
So
I'm more excited about CM Punk, honestly.
So there's,
I'll tell you
but this is the funny thing. So like a week ago, they had I think this was like a week and a half ago, roughly. They had like someone was talking to him, and they asked him, oh,
Which one? CM Punk?
yeah, CM Punk. They're
Yeah.
like, oh, did you sign a contract, or did you talk to Tony Khan about jumping into AEW? And he's like, oh yeah, but I'm not doing it. But it's already been confirmed that his contract was signed, right?
Maybe he's not allowed. Maybe he signed a NDA,
I don't know.
non-disclosure
We'll
agreement.
see on All Out when All Out happens.
Yeah, I was gonna say supposedly.
I just want to see Daniel Bryan.
Supposedly.
Dude, Daniel Bryan deserves to
Allegedly.
allegedly what?
Supposedly, allegedly. CM Punk's coming out at All Out because it's in Chicago, and
Yeah.
I guarantee if he does, that place might burn to the ground.
So they said, so I guess they asked him that, like, are you gonna be there in Chicago? And he was like, oh well, we're gonna be doing a show for that new show that's coming out called Heels with Stephen Amell.
Healed.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
with
it's
AEW?
no, it's a wrestling show, but Stephen Amell plays a heel in the wrestling show. It's I
No,
don't know. I
I
know
haven't heard
wrestling's
about
getting a
that.
lot bigger and a lot
I know
people.
Stephen
want more
Amell's like
people.
a huge fan of wrestling because
Yeah, well,
he
he
wrestled
was.
in
Yeah,
AEW.
he did really good in his match. I
He's
can't remember who
also,
it
I
was.
mean, he is the Arrow, obviously.
He is the arrow.
I mean, he
He
knows
does
how to fight.
he does parkour. Parkour. But no, I wanted to bring that up because like I was never a fan of wrestling when
CM Punk.
CM Punk was in wrestling, so I was
Oh.
kind of like meh, and everyone makes him out this big deal, so I'm like, what is? I mean,
Bro,
every time I hear about him,
I
I'm
will
just like,
say, he carried WWE through a very dark time.
yeah,
He did. He carried them.
that's crazy.
Single-handedly carried them
Well, that's like
with a little bit of help from The Rock. a
a
little bit.
little bit. The Rock was like, I'll help out just a little bit, and then Triple
He's
H
like, I
was
need
sitting
$1
in the
million
back.
first,
Yeah. Oh, right, dude. The money that these guys are making.
bro.
I mean, they are putting their body on the line, and as much as people are like, oh, it's not real,
Yeah.
dude, those dudes get freaking injured like
Destroyed.
crazy.
Yeah.
You see like kendo stick hits.
Yeah, they have pictures and their backs are like purple.
Yeah,
It's
it's
insane.
crazy. All right, back to football. No.
All right, Rob
Rob
Gronkowski.
Gronkowski. Yeah, that's how I know him.
Yeah.
Who else do I know? Man,
You know Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski. You're good. You're
and
set
Patrick
for life.
Mahomes.
And Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, and Juju Smithsonian.
Yeah. Smith Schuster. Yeah.
Yeah, that dude. Yeah. But the only reason I know anything about football, even the littlest
'cause
bit
of
about
work,
because of
yeah.
work, yeah. Because where we work, we sponsor, or we don't sponsor.
We do.
I guess it's a
We're the
sponsor,
official.
yeah.
We're the
Yeah,
the
Oakley
official
sponsors.
eyewear sponsor of the NFL.
Yeah, so Oakley sponsors
And visors.
Oakley.
Sorry,
Oakley
visors.
sponsors Oakley. Oakley sponsors the NFL, so that's
Yeah.
the only reason I would know a little bit about it, or even people's names because they're on
Yeah.
billboards. And I'm like, oh,
So
okay, cool.
Tampa's gonna win again. I'm just gonna go.
Who do you
ahead and
think's
say
gonna
that.
Who do you think's gonna be the two teams that go into it
Tampa and probably Kansas City again.
again?
Honestly.
You think?
Yeah, I think
And then you
so.
think Tampa's gonna win again?
Yeah,
Oh man,
I don't think Mahomes has a chance. I'm sorry.
no. I mean, last time the
I don't
game.
think so.
See, so I watched Super Bowl, and I feel like the game to me, I was like, I don't feel like everyone put their all into the game.
I mean, there's not much you can do when you're getting locked down. I will say, it is not Mahomes' fault because he threw many,
Really nice
many
throws, yeah.
ridiculous throws
his team
that
was
no
like-
one else could throw,
His-
and they
his
just
team was like, oh, look at
bonk.
that, huh? That's a ball.
yeah, that or they would like go up to catch it and it would bounce off their helmet.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, come on.
So okay, my thing is, I saw the Super Bowl that Kansas City won, right? And
Yeah.
I was like, damn, this team like destroyed it.
They did.
They like played like really good. And then when I watched the last Super Bowl with Tampa Bay and Kansas City, I was like,
This team's falling apart.
well, I was like, okay, this is gonna be a really good game because
it's
you
literally
have-
the
you
two
have-
best teams. Yeah.
well, yeah, you have Tom Brady, and he's like
The
kind
GOAT.
of he's kind of legendary in football. And I'm like, and then you have Patrick Mahomes is like this upcomer that is becoming a legend in football.
Who they keep saying he's the baby goat, even though
He's a baby goat.
yeah. They keep calling him the baby goat compared to Tom Brady, who is the goat currently. And like,
I guess.
I don't think he's earned that yet, in my opinion.
I think
I don't.
so. Anyways,
You can't say Mahomes is as good as Brady yet because he's only won one Super Bowl.
I think if he beats Brady this time around, right, then you could be like, okay, he has
still two
potential-
to six.
he has a potential to become a goat.
It's like it's like the
He's still young too, right?
It's yeah, it's like the whole
Where-
LeBron James and Michael Jordan thing. Like,
I'm sorry. I going into basketball. I think Michael Jordan will always be.
oh, I agree.
Michael Jordan will always be
I always
the greatest.
I've always said it's an argument. to
It
be
is.
had.
It is.
It is because they play in different eras. They play differently. The ways they play, all that stuff. I honestly, after watching recent basketball,
Hmm.
I 100% agree. Michael Jordan is better than LeBron James.
I
He
think.
played 100% of the time as much as he could, and LeBron is not doing that. So
Well, so I think that like eventually what ends up happening, and like I feel like this will happen to Patrick Mahomes too, is the fame gets to you. You allow the fame to get to you, so it's something that Tom Brady has adapted to, right? He let the fame be beside it, and he
yeah.
still plays football.
Well, he.
Whereas people allow the fame to get to them,
I was gonna
and
say I
then they
feel like
don't do their
he prioritizes
yeah,
properly.
yeah,
Like he has
exactly.
fame on one side, and then he has family on the other,
Yeah,
and like he knows how to separate it.
yeah.
Unlike most people who
Who
incorporate it
incorporate
into
it
their
into their
life
life.
and
Yeah,
then
exactly.
they
It's
go
like if we
crazy.
became like huge YouTubers, then which is probably gonna happen.
We like to think realistically and
um,
idealistically.
it's like doing that and then being not being able to separate it. And I feel
Yeah,
like
it's
that happens to a lot of people where they can't separate their fame to their I guess their job or their
their life.
career, their life. Yeah. So, but we'll see. I think Patrick Mahomes has a chance to become a goat.
He does. I see. This is my argument for it. Is like he has a chance. Of course, everyone has a chance.
Yeah.
You don't call him the goat yet.
Just yet. Yeah.
He has.
Exactly.
You have no reason to call him a goat
Yeah,
yet. He
because
won one Super Bowl. Okay, Peyton Manning won two Super. Oh, he won one Super Bowl. But
yeah, going into wrestling. Look at wrestling.
John Cena's
John.
won 16 world titles. That
They
doesn't make him the goat.
they still don't call John Cena a goat. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Ric Flair's the goat.
Yeah,
You know,
and
you
they're
have
tied.
you have
Like
Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho's been doing
Chris
wrestling
Jericho's
for. He's the
arguably
goat.
the
He's
goat,
the goat. Yeah,
in
he's
my
the goat.
opinion.
But he's been doing wrestling for over 30 years. You know what I'm saying? So like,
John Cena's been wrestling for 18
yeah.
since
Well,
2003. He was in WWE.
and he just came back, right?
Yeah,
But no, I'm just saying like those dudes like they are called the goat for a reason in their sport. Michael Jordan and LeBron, they're called the goat for reasons. They've had multiple wins in their sport. Who else for soccer? You have
Lionel Messi.
Yeah, Messi. Where people call him the goat because how much he's done for
He's
the
accomplished. He's
yeah
also done. It's like Michael Jordan,
it's
kind
how
of
much they've
like.
done for the sport
I was
too.
gonna say it's like Michael
Because
Jordan. He's done so much for the sport that they have to call him the
you
goat.
think about. I mean, you're not gonna be like the same age as me. So thinking about me like seeing basketball, for example, in '96.
When Michael Jordan won his.
When they're like when they're blowing up. So like same thing with what like one of our friends is into soccer and seeing Messi do what he did for his sport,
Yeah.
and getting all
Him
these younger
crying on the
kids.
stage when he left the team.
Yeah, that little but no, but getting like I think Patrick Mahomes could become a goat if he allows himself to be legendary like that. Like allow
Yeah.
himself
If he
to.
doesn't like take too much consideration into like the fame and all that.
Yeah, exactly.
Focus on his game kind of thing.
Exactly, and and also raise the game up more, because football over the past few years to me has kind of gone down.
It
And
has.
the only reason is because of all the controversial stuff that has been going on with like the kneeling and people disagreeing with that, and instead of that's another thing, people they just need to relax.
Yeah, they don't.
Honest, like
Sports in general, like
people do things for their beliefs and their reasons, right? And then other people are like,
we
well,
also
that's not
live
my
in a.
belief.
I was gonna say we live in a free country where you
Yeah,
are
where you can
allowed
do
to have
whatever
your own
you want,
opinions, and people don't believe that.
Yeah. You're my football player, so you can't do nothing.
That's pretty much what people are getting at. I ain't gonna watch the sport because you're kneeling.
So it's just kind of funny though, because if any sport does something like crazy like that, people immediately go to the next level, and they're like I'm gonna kill this person.
Yeah. Well,
uh,
it's like, who said it? Freaking Bill Burr. He put it perfectly in his stand up. He was like, Colin Kaepernick, he's like, I'm kneeling for police brutality.
yeah,
And then you have that one guy that's like, my brother fought in Iraq and he can stand for the flag and he has only one leg.
yeah,
And it's
and that's
like,
not even
that's
what it
not
was
what he's
about.
talking about.
So yeah, I think that's another thing is this miscommunication with
Yeah,
stuff, right?
nobody
So
listens to what it's about. They
yeah.
just are like, no, it's not right, so it doesn't work. All right, I think we're gonna go ahead and end that there. Thank you guys for listening to the Noodle Shop. My name's Tristan,
And I'm Geo.
and please like, share, subscribe. Leave us 5 stars on Uber and Lyft. Yeah. So
Uber and
thanks,
Lyft.
thanks for listening, everybody.
We'll give you a good drive.
We'll see you next week.